It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who comes short again and again because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly.
Welcome back, Xavier here with Naya Clinics. There's this one distinction I always come back to, and this distinction is what I call living at cause rather than living at effect. So what does this mean? To demonstrate and depict what living at cause means, I'm going to use a little bit of a sports metaphor. I'll keep it brief. It's actually, unfortunately, about the Patriots, whether you love them or hate them, and Tom Brady. And a couple years ago, the Patriots were facing the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl. And if you remember this game, it's a historic game. The Falcons were up 28-3 at halftime. And so in this example, the circumstances were not in the favor of the Patriots. They were down 28-3 at halftime, which is an incredible deficit in football. It's kind of a hopeless place to be. The environment was not giving them any feedback. Their play in the first half was not proof that they even had it in them to come back. So if they were living at effect, they would have been down. Their emotions would have been probably sad, disappointed, helpless, powerless. They would have felt that. That would be living at effect. They'd be letting the circumstances, the environment, dictate their internal state. Living at cause, though, is, if you remember that game, what actually happened. And living at cause is being bigger than your environment, being bigger, living bigger than the circumstances. And what the distinction is no matter what's going on around me, I can manage and change the way I feel. And I can manage the meaning of things. And that's what Tom Brady did. Tom Brady and the Patriots had to manage their own emotions, their own state, and kind of ignore and block out the externals in order to make the comeback possible. They had to hold the temperature in the room at a constant. They had to hold that emotion of internal certainty within them as the outside world was seemingly chaotic and out of their control. And that's really what living at cause is. Changing your relationship to what is. Changing your relationship to the external world, to the circumstances. I know I wake up some days and I'm pissed off, angry, annoyed, sad with the circumstances of my life. And I realize, I have to ask myself a new question. What else could this mean? What else could be true? And a great question is, how can I use this? How could this actually serve me? How could this pain really fuel me or bring out the best in me? Because I believe transformation isn't about what we do or what we get in this world. It's ultimately who we become. And I know that when we focus on that end of the horse, our life is a lot more fulfilling. We feel alive, we feel empowered, we feel more in control of our life. So this distinction of living at cause versus living in effect is something I continually come back to. And I wanted to share it with you today because I think if you think about what changes, what transforms people's quality of life, their experience of life, this one distinction and beginning to live that does it. I believe if there was a secret or there was a magical formula or a secret sauce, living at cause, being the variable is what's really important. And I get chills thinking about it because I see in the clients I work with one simple decision they make where they are running east looking for a sunset and they turn back around. All it is one new decision where the trajectory of their life could change. So I hope you found this helpful. Be coming at you with a lot more material, and hopefully you found value in this. Thanks.